Hello kids, today we are going to do time reading. Okay, how do we read time? I'm quite sure that you already know your basic. Okay, so magre-review lang tayo. In case you don't know, so this is the chance for you to learn. Okay, so time reading tayo. So this is an example of a blank format of a clock. Okay, so the clock basically has three hands. The hour hand, which is short. Okay, so color-coded tayo ha, just since you are still starting, no? Color-coded tayo. Hour hand is short, green, hour hand green. Minute hand is basically long, longer than the hour hand. And we have the second hand, which is long but somehow thinner compared to the minute hand. So parang same ang minute hand and second hand. It's just that the second hand is thinner compared to the minute hand. Okay, always put in mind that the hour hand is short and the minute hand is long. Okay, so we are only going to focus on the hour hand and the minute hand since we are doing basic. Okay? How to read the hour hand? How are we going to read the hour hand? Okay, so we read the hour hand depending where the hour hand points. Okay, so for example, at this point. In this case, we read the hour hand as 2. Why do you think so? Because the hour hand is pointing at 2. Okay? Let's try another one. The hour hand now is pointing at 6, right? So what do you think is the hour hand reads right now? What do you think the hour hand reads right now? Since it's pointing at 6, so the hour hand should be read as 6. Okay, so the hour hand reads 6. Another one. What do you think the hour hand reads now? It is pointing at 10. So the hour hand reads 10. Okay, so that's basically how you read the hour hand. The hour hand is the easiest. Kasi yung minute hand and the second hand is a little different. Okay. So for the minute hand, it's a different story na. Okay? We don't read the number. We don't read by the number. Unlike the hour hand kanina, if it's pointing at 2, it's 2. If it's pointing at 3, it's 3. It's pointing at 9, it's 9. In the minute hand, we skip count by 5. Okay? By 5 yan. So, ano nga bang ibig kong sabihin? Example. So, we now have the minute hand left. 12 is 0. Okay, 12 is, since the minute hand is now pointing at 12, the 12 should be equivalent to 0. 1 is equivalent to 5. If 1 is pointing at 5, if the minute hand is pointing at 1, it should be read as 5. Okay, so the minute hand skips by 5. Okay, so for a better illustration, so this is the illustration for the minute hand. No? So this is how the minute hand should be read. If the minute hand points at 2, it should be read as 10. So makikita naman natin ngayon. Diba? Since it's pointing at 2, it should be read as 10. Okay, we are talking about the minute hand, not the hour hand. If the minute hand points at 6, it should be read as 30. Okay? So take note. So all you need to do is to basically master this, no? I-master nyo yan. Or if not, then just skip by 5. Madali lang naman ang skip counting by 5, okay? You start 0 sa 12 and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, then back to 0 again. Okay, another example. If the minute hand points at 9, it should be read as 45. Okay? If the minute hand points at 11, it should be read as 55. Now, putting both together, ididikit natin ngayon ang hour hand at saka ang minute hand. And let's see how we are supposed to read this. The hour hand points at 2. So, since hour hand siya, it should be read as 2. Okay? The minute hand points at 6, so which means it should be read as 30. Kasi iba-iba nga, ang hour hand should be read by the number, while the minute hand should be read skip counting by 5. So, reading the time as 1, it should be read as 2:30. Or in writing format, 2 with a colon and 30. Okay, another one. Our hand is pointing at 5, which means it should be read as 5 kasi our hand siya. The minute hand points at 2, which means it should be read as 10 kasi nga this is 0, 5, 10. So reading them together, it reads 5, 10. Or in writing format, 5 with a colon in between, then 10. This represents your hour, your hour, and this represents your minutes. Okay? Now, how do we read when the minute hand points at 12? Example, ito nga ngayon. Our hand points at 4, it should be read as 4. Minute hand points at 12, should it be read as 0? 0 ba yung kailangan nating pagbasa dito? Okay, we will see. When the minute hand points at 12, you should not read it as 0, but instead it should be read as o'clock. Along, of course, with the hour hand. Since the hour hand is pointing at 4, the time should be read as 4 o'clock. Okay? Hour hand points at 4, minute hand points at 12, which means it's 4 o'clock. Okay, let's try another one. Or in writing format, no 4 with the 2 zeros. Okay, when we are writing it down, not when we are reading the time. Okay? Since the hour hand is pointing at 6 and the minute hand is pointing at 12, the time should be read as 6 o'clock. Or in writing format, 6 with a colon, then 0, 0. Okay, try nyo nga to. What time do you think is it? Nako, nabigay ko ng answer, sorry. It's 3 o'clock kasi that the hour hand is pointing at 3 and the minute hand is pointing at 12. So it should be read as 3 o'clock. Or in writing format, 3 colon 0, 0. Okay, sige ito, try nyo. What time do you think is it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The time is 10 o'clock. Or in writing format, 10 with a colon, then 0, 0. Okay, let's try another one. What time do you think is it? Take note that the hour hand is pointing at 11 and the minute hand is pointing at 12. The time is 11 o'clock. Or 11 colon 0, 0. What time do you think is it? 1 o'clock. Since the hour hand is pointing at 1 and the minute hand is pointing at 12. So, di ba, basta minute hand pointing at 12, it should be read as o'clock. Or in writing format, 1 with a colon, then 0, 0. Okay, what time do you think is it? Now, if you notice, no, the hour hand is pointing at 12 and the minute hand is pointing at 12 as well. Okay, I hope that you'll be able to get this right. Nasa 12 yung hour hand, nasa 12 din yung minute hand. So, the time is 12 o'clock. Or, in writing format, 12 with a colon, 0, 0. You might ask, teacher, why is it 12 o'clock and not o'clock? Okay, remember that the o'clock should only be read as o'clock when the minute hand is pointing at 12. But for the hour hand, whichever number it is pointing at, it should be read as the number itself. Okay, so the time is 12 o'clock. Okay, so that's it. I hope that you were able to learn how to read the time.